Hey, welcome to Bears Banter. My name is Bernard Muhammad. Tonight on the broadcast with me is Tammy Harris, Jaye Beasley. Sitting in for Keith Flournoy is Mike Alton. And Guy will be joining us shortly. He's at, I think, a Christmas outing or something like that. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hey.
Good.
Okay.
I'm doing very well tonight. I am doing very well.
I could complain, but it don't mean nothing.
Right. Hey, so this week we have the Chicago Bears facing off against the Arizona Cardinals, and we had looked like we might have lost a few more players this week. But I wanted to start off something a little different today than normal. I wanted to do something that says like, what's on your mind as far as Chicago Bears? Just share something that's on your mind about the Chicago Bears. I'll start it off myself. What's on my mind about the Chicago Bears is, it's frustrating being a Chicago Bears fan. But you know what? I'm a diehard fan, and I'm looking forward to us making some changes going into next season. So that's one of the things that's on my mind about looking forward to this organization making some changes. I don't know if I'm fooling myself or not, but that's what's on my mind. What's on your mind, Jay?
Like you said, as a season ticket holder, it's frustrating to go to Soldier Field every other week and to see them lose. And I want some change. I don't know what change is going to be made. I do know, Tammy, I'm going to appease you and let you know I do want Matt Nagy fired.
What?
I do
you like him as a coach.
I like him as a coach.
No,
I do like him as a coach. But guess what? At this point, I think he's lost the locker room. And I give kudos to the players because they really haven't came out to be like, we don't like Matt Nagy no more. But I really think on the down low, he's lost the locker room. I think that Pace is going to find a way to finagle himself into another position. But again, like I said, until we get a football guy in here to replace Ted Phillips, we gonna be in purgatory, the same purgatory that we've been in for the last few years. Pace and Nagy in 2018, they was executive of the year and coach of the year and all that. But guess what? This the NFL, which means not for long. And with 3 years, after 3 years, we still ain't seen no progress. 13 points a game, 16 points a game, that's not doing it. So as a fan, I just want to see some change.
Okay. Hey, Tammy, what's on your mind about the Chicago Bears that you want to share?
Oh, what's on my mind is I was living in Florida stress-free for 3 years. For 3 years not watching the Bears. And
Did I call you?
Looking back into this purgatory.
Hey, you like in The Godfather? Every time I try to get out, they keep pulling me back in.
I was boycotting the NFL and I was not watching football at all. So I wasn't worried about the Bears. And I was like, you know what? My stress level has gone down. But I enjoyed, even though it's been frustrating, watching football again these past 2 seasons. And I'm just looking forward to some changes. I think that we have some talent, we have some pieces that we need, and we definitely need a new coach and maybe some other, changes and so not maybe, but some changes in some other places too. But I just feel like the Bears have for many years been a better team than what we've shown. It gets old saying that. You can't keep saying that, we're gonna get better. We wasted the talent of so many people all because we didn't get all the pieces together to make things happen, because they always have pieces but always missing something. So I just hope they get it together next year so that we can have a more enjoyable season.
Okay. Hey, Mike, what's on your mind as far as Chicago Bears?
Well, as Jay said, I'm looking forward to the changes. It should be a fire sale at the end of the year. And I'm just glad if we can keep Fields healthy. At least it starts with the quarterback. We may lose a lot of other pieces, but we have to be smart in the draft and other things. And I just
No,
think that
man.
the leadership it's time to go. You've had a couple of years to prove it, and I just think we caught lightning in a bottle for 2018, and just really haven't done anything to excel since then. One of the key benefits is that we may be able to take over the league because Aaron Rodgers may be stepping down and leaving. So that may be a good thing for us. But we have to get some more leadership in here. Get some guys in here that the players want to play for. And it just like as Jay said, it's like Nagy lost the locker room a long time ago to me. And so
Mhm.
when you have that guy that's the head coach and nobody wants to play for him, you look at the brother that just got the job at Notre Dame. He got that job because everybody in that system wanted to play for him. They was talking about on First Take, none of the assistants left to go with Brian Kelly to LSU. And I know we're not talking about the college game, but everybody stayed because of the potential of this one guy. We need a new GM. We need a new president. We need a new coach. We need a lot. And so hopefully in the off season we're able to make some moves to put us in the position to build from what we have and go from there. So that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay. Hey,
Why do you have that Sigma hat on? Gee,
Because
what in the hell happened here?
I put my hat on because I saw you with your
Man.
Q hat on.
Hey, JC.
Scratch that.
See, both y'all
Scratch
represent that.
Jay, I just
Scratch
ate, man.
that.
I might throw up, dog. Yeah.
Scratch that. Scratch that. I put my hat on because you got yours on. That's why.
Well, you know,
But
I could just hit a
it
little neck
is what
roll.
it is.
I don't even need no help. I can just hit that neck roll. And that mean everything. You know,
Hey, let's get back to what you just said before we get into the Bears Cardinals. But Mike, you did say something, and I think everybody alluded to as far as change in the organization. Earlier this week, I saw what's his name, Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson, and he did this before. I want to say it was last year, but Eddie Jackson was complaining about the fans booing. And I know actually last year he made a comment about we don't come to y'all job booing and stuff like that. This year he made reference that it doesn't help none. And my question is, as a professional athlete, and basically you're still a paid entertainer. To me, it's no different than if I went to a movie theater and if I like a movie, I might clap. If I don't like a movie, I may just get up and leave before it's over, or I may even like boo for a second, right? Because even though none of the actors and actresses are in the theater with me, right, that could hear me, but that's my right with entertainment, that I have a right to boo or show some disgruntled about it. What do you think about that, Tammy, about him saying that it doesn't help any?
I mean, I think kind of like what you said, any part of entertainment, once you step out there and you put yourself out there, whether it's in sports, music, acting, whatever, you are putting yourself out there to be criticized, and not everybody's going to like you and they're not going to like what you do. Now, I think it's wrong to go to his kid game and boo Matt Nagy's job. I think that's wrong. I think that's overstepping. But I think within the stadium, you know, where it actually happens, I think you kind of open yourself up to it. It's like for the good or bad of it, fans, I don't want to say fans are fickle, but fans have expectations of how you perform. You know, when Whitney Houston lost her voice, they booed her and was walking out. People are brutal, you know, and that's part of the criticism that you open yourself up to when you choose entertainment.
Okay. And you being a performer, you know that every performance is not going to be great. I mean, even what we're doing now is entertainment in a sense. I mean, there's some people who want to get on our broadcast and put trolling remarks like I hate y'all and y'all stink. You know, I mean, that's part of it. But Jay, what do you think about Eddie Jackson comments?
I don't care nothing about what Eddie Jackson's saying, and here is why. I can go to Soldier Field. I'm a dedicated Bears fan. I have never booed. I have never booed at Soldier Field. And for him to be like, come to his job, you can come to my job and boo me, but guess what? You're not paying to come to my job. I pay to come see you perform. And if you perform like crap, then I deserve to boo you because you're not going to replenish that money that I spent coming to see you. But you can come to my job and boo me, and it's free. It's free. So, and the bottom line is, y'all know I work for the railroad, and I know plenty of y'all to boo me because y'all just saw a train come, and now y'all got to sit there, and this train gonna be there, and it's like, man, what's taking so long? Why y'all not moving? But y'all not paying. Y'all not paying. So y'all can boo. I don't care if y'all boo me. But the bottom line is, Eddie Jackson, fans pay for expectations. And if the expectations are not there, fans have the right to boo because we spend 3 hours tailgating. We spend 3 hours in the stadium. And if y'all don't perform the way we expect y'all to perform, we have the right to boo. So I'm not trying to hear nothing Eddie Jackson saying. Make a tackle. Make a tackle. That's all I'm saying. Make a tackle.
Okay. Hey, Andre said fans pay for their tickets. They can cheer or boo. Play better and they'll stop booing.
Absolutely.
Hey, welcome to the broadcast, guy.
What's up,
doing?
What up, though? Pardon me. I'm in the elevator. I'm still at the gig, at a little Christmas party thing going on. It is what it is.
Okay.
Leaving a lot of drunk folks. I'm just actually heading back to my office right now. So.
Okay. Guy always look happy.
Wait.
Always look happy.
Wait, guy's still at work.
But you know what? But here's the funny part about it. I took my booster yesterday, and it just felt like I was like running 15 miles, and I slept like 10 hours. So,
okay,
I'm gonna sit out here and do this broadcast up here, and then go home. So you got via whatever light, satellite or whatever. So
we gonna come back to you guys, give you a chance to sit down. Hey,
I'm good. I'm back now.
Question, Mike. Well, not question, but as far as Eddie Jackson comments,
man, your salary is paid by the fans. End of the story. You know, your salary is paid by the fans. If they don't like your performance, they can give you whatever grade, whatever they want to do, and long as they keep it tasteful, then that's fine. I mean, I played football. I never even paid attention to what the fans were saying because I was so into my game. I never paid attention to the fans. I referee. You think they don't talk? Man, listen. I referee, and these fans nowadays will let you know any call we make, 50% of the guys are going to like it. The other 50 are not going to like it. So the other 50 that don't like it, they say everything. I mean, I got into a shouting match a couple of years ago with a fan while the game was going on because they yell at. I don't think they really yelling at Eddie Jackson, the person. They're yelling at Eddie Jackson, the football player.
Right.
Exactly.
So when you put on that number 4 and you bring your no tackling ass out there on the field, then you get what you get.
Right.
You know, and that's what when I tell people when they argue with us as referees, you're not yelling at me, you're yelling at the shirt. You know what I'm saying? You're not yelling at me because you don't know me. But Eddie, they treat you like emo Eddie because you ain't Eddie. Hey, listen, when you go out there and suck and stink the joint up, somebody's got to let you know. And that's the only measuring stick. If I've never heard anybody boo Patrick Mahomes. Has anybody booed Patrick Mahomes? I've never heard
but
that.
He don't hear it.
You say you have.
I have, but you know what I have. But you know what?
Stadium.
He too busy. He's too busy trying to make plays, man. He don't care about that. And that's the problem with the culture nowadays. That's the problem with the culture. You know what? Because I remember a time when guys used to just be happy being on a roster. All that stuff, like 20 years ago, it was like, well, what do you think about your coach? Well, you know what? I'm a player. I'm out here to make plays and do the best that I can to support my teammates. That's something with the front office to deal with. Everybody got this doggone clapback garbage to deal with. You can't say nothing to nobody. It's like, can you top this with insults? And can you top this because I want to be the last one to say something? Eddie Jackson, look, when it's all said and done, if you sit on the bench, you still making more than 85% of the CEOs out there to play a game that you love. Shut the hell up and make a tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Make a play.
Don't get burned in no cover two. Anytime you see somebody, my thing is, until you can get a receiver in front of you instead of behind you in a cover two, you don't need to be saying nothing but talk about football and what you're going to do. What happens to Nagy? Because guess what? If Nagy get fired on Monday, by Thursday, he's going to have another job. You get fired on Monday, you're going to be sitting up at Kroger with your boy. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'd like to thank everybody who's watching us on YouTube and Facebook. Hey, one of my classmates, Evelyn. Hey, Evelyn, how you doing? She said it's easy to critique when you are not out there doing it. You have to acquire a thick skin when you are in the position of providing for others. That's a valid
point. What's up,
Lefty? Hey, but also, so what we were just talking about, now we're going to move. I want to ask Mike a couple of questions before we move into the game. Hey, Mike, you wanted to bring up a toy drive that's going on. What you had there, Mike?
Yeah. All right. So on December 11th, the outstanding men of Omicron Mu Mu. That's right, Jay. I said outstanding men of Omicron Mu Mu.
I ain't finna get no style message to you.
Fraternity Incorporated, Jay. Got on his Sigma hat. Hey, we are collecting toys for the kids of the Harvey community. Now, everybody, if you're driven through Harvey, you know we need those toys. So don't stop playing. December 11th at the church on 10540 Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church, where the Reverend Rodney Patterson is the pastor, and Reverend Sean Thompson, my ace diggity dog, is the co-pastor. We need your toys, all right? Ladies, not those type of toys, but we need your toys, okay? We need the toys for the kids. We need you to come out 9 to 12. 9 to 12. That's the time. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Coach Brady, Darren Brady, from the Coach's Kitchen is going to be catering fish sandwiches. You donate a toy, you get a fish sandwich combo. Come out. It's going to be at the church. So like they say, whosoever will, let them come. Let them come. Bring some toys so we can bring some joy to the Harvey community. We'll be out there distributing the toys on December 18th.
That's good business.
We need you to help us bring some happiness to the Harvey community. Once again, December 11th, 9 to 12, 10540 South Halsted, Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church. You won't see that blue
Chicago, Illinois.
All that purple.
Just in case.
Chicago, Illinois. 10540 South Halsted. Come on out and congregate, fraternize with the bros. We would love to see you there. Come one, come all. The doors of the church are open. Bring your toys.
What you got, Tammy? You got a toy drive too going on?
No, I got a question. Does the church have a Zelle or a Cash App if you're not there and you want to send money for them to get a toy?
I can give you that information as well. If you want to Zelle money for a donation, and it's on my Facebook page. Mike Quick Alton is on Omicron Mu Mu Facebook page as well. Omicron Mu Mu Riley takes care of that Facebook page. But if you want to donate to the toy drive, you would send that to Sean Thompson. Let me get Sean's information here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get Sean's information up here. All right, give me a second here.
You can't say no to somebody got a pass.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, put it in the message box, and I'm gonna show it on the bottom of the screen. Then we're gonna move to as far as get to the bag. Jay or Guy, do y'all have any toy drives going on that y'all want to announce?
I do not, unfortunately, at this particular time.
Yeah, we actually do have a toy drive, Omicron Alpha Sigma. We do, which is actually December 11th.
Okay,
the same day. The same
see how
day.
Y'all always competing with us, man. Damn.
This ain't no competition.
It ain't long. Hey, everybody's working
just,
for the community. That's what it is. That's what
it's all about. It's all about serving the community. I actually don't have the address, but I know it's Bethel Missionary, and I believe it's in Harvey. But next week I will definitely come on and definitely give the exact address. But yeah, we actually doing a toy drive for Christmas for the same thing. So
Send them over to us, Jay. 10540 South Hosted, where the Reverend Rodney Patterson is the pastor. Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church.
Shiloh.
Yes, 10540 South Hosted. Come one, come all. Like I said, the doors of the church are open.
That's
Whosoever will, let them come.
Okay.
That's good business.
Bring your toys. Get your fish combo. I'm talking about if you ain't had Darren Brady's food before, Coach's Kitchen Catering, you need to come. Come.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Ric Flair. Let's move on.
Y'all got something too, right? I saw something on your page.
No, that's the toy drive. I'm in that chapter.
Okay.
I'm in that chapter. So down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the Zelle information if you would like to just Zelle money for a toy. Hey, so let's get to the Bears Cardinals game. I know we kind of was going over some other stuff, but let's get to that, and let me bring that up.
You actually have everybody for the Bears on this.
And the bottom line is, it's a good thing because we still all about trying to donate to the community. You know, the Bears and Cardinals, everybody on the Bears paid, everybody on the Cardinals paid, but we still, that's what we do. We still try to donate to the community.
Okay.
Whether you are Q or Alpha Sigma or whatever, we still try to do what we do.
Yes, sir. Hey, Jay, here we got the injury report. If you want to take that from me, let me know if you need me to make that bigger.
Make that a little bit bigger. We got Mario Edwards, who's got a rib injury. Marquise Grissom with a foot and ribs. Jimmy Graham, non-injury. You know, he a rested veteran. I don't know what he need rest for because he ain't did nothing. Akeem Hicks with an ankle. You got Sam Kamara with a concussion. Allen Robinson with a hamstring, and I'm starting to question that. Roquan Smith with a hamstring. You got Damian Williams with a calf. Justin Fields with the ribs. Before I go to the Cardinals injury report, I just want to say that looking at the Bears injury report, we got a lot of key guys on the defense that's out. Allen Robinson, I'm thinking he's making business decisions right now.
He is. Yeah. No question.
Because I'm like, okay, what's going on with that? Now over to the Cardinals, DeAndre Hopkins with a hamstring, Justin Pugh with a calf, Kyler Murray with an ankle, James Wiggins with a hamstring, Max Garcia with a knee. I do believe that DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray are going to play this week. So we'll see how that's going to go. We supposed to have some bad. Supposed to have some bad weather. What they call bad, and it's like I said a couple of weeks ago. It's December. Arizona Cardinals coming to Chicago. This ain't like their weather, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. I definitely believe Allen Robinson is making some business decision, and I think it's other players. You know, as this go along, you're really gonna see players start to check out of this process, which you can't blame some of them at this point, right? You know.
But my thing is, when you make $17 million, for a season, you need to play.
Mm-hmm.
Because the bottom line is this: you're still going to be a free agent at the end of the year,
right?
And if teams actually see and feel that you're making these business decisions, they're going to want to know, like, okay, he making business decisions because of what? So that Allen Robinson, that's kind of scary to me because I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Well, you got to think,
Jay, he could possibly finish this season with what, less than 50 catches at the pace he's going.
I believe
I don't even know where he's at, but
I believe, if I think of it correctly, I believe he got like 36 passes caught this year, and he's under 500 yards with one touchdown.
Right.
So I mean, that ain't jumping off the page.
Now you got to keep this in mind, though.
For me, as a GM, to sign you as a free agent.
You got to keep this in mind.
Yeah.
They franchise tagged him last year.
Right.
When he thought, well, here was the thing. He thought he was going to hit the market and make more money in the end. So with the franchise tag, they may have did him a favor, but
they did do him a favor.
There were a lot of people that was looking, because you look at Kenny Golladay. I think Kenny Golladay is making $19 million, which is over Allen Robinson. So
3 years, 78 million, I believe. Kenny Golladay got, and guess what? He ain't playing half the games this year either.
He not, but I don't think Allen Robinson wanted to be here because he tried to make contract negotiations with the Bears and they stalled him out. They never wanted to make contract negotiations with him, and then they franchise tagged him and they pissed him off. So now, you know what? I'm hurt. Don't worry about it. And then he came out
he wanted $20 million a year, and he wasn't gonna get that. And that's just the bottom line. I like you, Allen Robinson. You are a number one, but you ain't Devontae Adams. You ain't.
I thought we should have got rid of him last year.
You know, they offered him $15 million and he turned it down. They offered him $15 million and he turned it down. You're not a $20 million guy.
Right.
But yeah, we can go.
Hey, so let's look at some of this. Let's look at some of this of where we at as far as with this season with the Bears. Okay, let's go to the next slide here. Hold on. How do you move this right there? Okay, so let's look at the ranking. Hey, guy, I think I'm gonna need your help.
Okay. All right, read this off offense. We're ranked 30th. We're averaging 16.3 points a game. We're average rushes 126.3 yards. Our average passing yards is 169.8. Our defense is ranked 10th. We only allow 23.1 points per game. We average 118.5 yards per rushing game. We allow 215.8 passing yards a game. Whereas on the other side, the Cardinals offense is ranked 10th. They average 28.3 points a game. Rushing yards per game is 123. Their average passing yards per game is 255.9. Their defense is ranked 5th. They allow 18.4 points a game. Rushing average per game, 113.8. And they're only allowing 204 passing yards per game. Interesting.
Okay. Hey, one thing I noticed, the Bears moved up 2 slots. One slot from last week because they was ranked 31, and this week they were ranked 30th. What I do notice is the 2 teams that are below them actually score more points than the Bears. They actually score more points than the Bears. So, I guess it's the other factors because the only team that actually scored less points than the Bears right now is the Detroit Lions, who averaged, I think, 15.4 points a game. Everybody else in the league averaged more than 16 points a game. So that's an interesting stat that I'm sure it's a combination of passing yards and running yards of why the Bears are ahead of those other 2 teams, even though the Bears have more points, where they have more points per game than the Bears. Okay. Hey, let's move over here to Tammy. What you had, Tammy, with the predictions and stuff?
Not very many people voted this week. I think people are kind of getting they just don't even want to say. I think that's just how they feel. So I think it was 29 people that voted for the Cardinals and 7 that voted for the Bears. So it's like 80, 20, something like that. 81-19, something like that. As far as like the percentage of people that picked one team over the other.
I'm sorry.
It's kind of brutal. In the game, the Bears are an 8-point underdog, but most of the people who gave score predictions actually think they're going to do much worse than that, and they think they're going to lose by 16 points or more. And even if I take out the 2 people that skew it a little bit, it was still 14 points. So a lot of people think this is going to be just like a slaughter. The average score overall, when you look at everybody, they think the score is going to be about 31-15. The have about 6 people, and I can't see their names, but we have about 6 people that have a record of like 9-2. I know some of them: James Williams, Claude Bassett, Mark Chan. I know we got a woman in there, Phyllis Shumpert.
Yeah.
I think she's the only woman in there with that record, you know, hanging in there with the fellas.
Phyllis got skills.
Yeah, Phyllis is killing it.
Cool. I don't want to say it. Cleotis?
Cletus.
Cletus.
Yeah, that's on my
and one
friends.
other
We grew up
person,
together.
but their name is not. Yeah, and one other person, but their name is not showing on the screen. I can't remember who it is right now. Move it up.
Cletus go to Lawless, Bernard.
Move it up just a little bit.
He did.
Sure. That's why I remember that name. Yeah.
Let me see if I can move it. I don't know if I can move it.
It's one person. I can't remember, but there's one other name that I'm forgetting. Now, Roderick and Christy just seem to think that this game is just going to be a ridiculous blowout, which is not going to be that bad.
He texted me yesterday and told me to look. I was crying.
I don't know if Roderick joking or what, but
yeah, he's joking. He's joking, but he got to lose it. But
I don't know. Christy might be kind of serious though. It ain't gonna be.
But you know what though? On both sides, you know what? They could win it or they could lose it. You know what I'm saying? They could either get blown out or they could win. Shoot, look at what happened yesterday to Oklahoma City. They lost by 78 points.
This is actually showing the Ravens, but I'm assuming that these are.
I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. I didn't correct it. I didn't correct it in that spot. Sorry.
Roger Cox said 77 to 21. Come on, man. Come on.
He was being funny, man.
Come on, man. I just know he was being funny. I just know he was being funny.
Ridiculous.
That's a girls' high school basketball score.
That's like Marshall's girls' basketball team back in the day. They was winning like 128-5 and stuff like that.
Yeah, they used to beat people so bad that they didn't have triple digits on the high school.
Right, they just
scoreboard.
They were like
zero.
They just started
a lot of points.
Yeah,
but I will say most of the people who gave a score got the Bears losing by double digits. Almost everybody. And somebody, I don't know who's that person, Derek. Somebody. He said 40-21 Bears. I'm like,
I don't think they're gonna score 21 points. That's the problem.
You never know.
No,
depends on your bookie.
They said 40-21 the Bears winning.
They was at that Christmas party with Guy.
They was at the pre-airs with me, and they must have took that drink I left on the table too. So
yeah, they snatched all of them.
Hey, what's up, Sharon? How you doing? Hey, we'd like to thank everybody who's watching us on Facebook and YouTube tonight as we talk about the Chicago Bears getting ready to play the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. Thank you, Sharon, for always being a faithful watcher of this show.
Day one.
Hey, let's go down here to the prediction. Our prediction. That's where we at right here. Guys, 8-3. I'm 7-4. Jay is 7-4. Quick 7-4. Plank is 4-7, and Tammy is 4-7.
That's because they got the Bears winning 2-0. He got the Bears winning 2-0.
I didn't pick the Bears one game. No. Wait, no. Yeah.
That's the Bears record, 4-7.
Yeah, right. But I think one day
but it was another game.
I swear one day I didn't pick them.
I don't know about that. She said, I swear one day I ain't pick them.
And one time I didn't pick them, and I think they won. I got to go back and check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, let me So hey, are y'all ready? Y'all ready to get y'all predictions, or y'all need a few minutes to collect yourself?
No, we don't need a few minutes.
Okay,
we don't need a few minutes.
Hey, is Kyler Murray gonna play? Is Kyler Murray gonna play this weekend?
It sounds like he's gonna have to, but it sounds like he's gonna play this week. Him and D Hopkins.
Yeah.
Both of them actually gonna play. Both of them actually gonna play.
That dude Colt hasn't lost a game as a backup for the Cardinals yet.
He's 1-2. He's 1-2 out of 3 starts. I think he's 1-2. If I'm not mistaken, I think.
Oh, you know what? They actually played some real competition during that spurt too.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But I will go ahead and get my prediction. You got
the Bears.
Hopkins coming back. You got Hopkins coming back. You got Rondell Moore, AJ Green, and Christian Kirk.
Yep.
The Bears secondary is really, really bad.
Yeah.
But guess what? Robert Quinn is coming off of Defensive Player of the Month, a Rusta Kyler Murray. I'm taking the Bears.
No, you
Really?
23-20.
Oh
My
wow.
man.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Jay,
You know what?
He said what? 20. Where's my Afro wig?
I don't know, no Jay.
I don't know, Jay.
I know. Plank is going to the Bears. Plank is taking the Bears 2-0.
I told you.
I'm
Real
gonna get my scores. So Plank gonna say I'm waiting till last to do it. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals 28-15. What you got, guy? You ready?
Yeah, man. You got a team that scored maybe 30 points or more points, at least like 6 games or so plus. They've got their defenses are ranked higher than ours. Their offense, they're gonna get 30 points. I don't think the weather matters. When you get a team like that's got those many pieces, they're all just pedestrian in regards to where they go. You know, the business like they come and handle, they function. I got the Cardinals winning 38-17.
Wow.
What you got again, guy?
Wow.
38-17.
That's a lot of points.
That's a
Look
lot.
at our back. You know what? If we had some defensive backs that could cover, I would go off on a whim and take the Bears. But as long as our secondary is like that and the core that they got out there, man, if they making arm tackles, tackles on Sunday, they might get more than 38 points.
Okay.
Go ahead,
hey, Tammy.
Bears so I can catch you.
What you have, Tammy?
I predict I'm gonna be drinking this whole game.
Now.
I'm picking the Cardinals, and I'm gonna say 27-17.
What?
27-17.
Tammy don't know me pick against the Bears.
No, I don't. But there were 2 other times that I should have that I didn't, because I did at work, but I didn't when I got on here. But whatever. I know you saying Robert Quinn is coming off, that high, but I'm like, Robert Quinn is not. I couldn't even fully understand why he was the one picked. I'm like, why didn't they give it to Roquan Smith? But I didn't understand that. I don't think Robert Quinn can carry this defense. Like I just don't. I don't see it.
He's gonna carry it Sunday. He's gonna carry it Sunday.
Kicks. Roquan Smith is questionable. The secondary sucks. And I'm like,
but you know what I will say? I don't care. You know what? I'm going to probably take an L for this, but I'm going to go and give you a prerequisite. There's no way in hell that you would ever get me to bet on a Green Bay game. That's all to it.
Okay.
I never pick Green Bay.
I can't pick Green Bay for nothing. As good as
they Mike, hold on, Mike. I'm going to give you a minute.
Love don't mean a thing. A little something for the steppers. The new single by Tammy Harris, now available on iTunes, Spotify, and all digital media outlets.
Love don't mean a thing if I don't have you. If I don't have you, love don't mean a thing. Love don't mean a thing if I don't have you. If I don't have you.
Yeah, I wanted to juice you up, Mike.
Sing, Tammy, sing.
Man, that sounds so good.
Hey,
man, that sounds so good in my headphones, man. That sounds so good in my earbuds.
Cornelius was dead.
That sounds so good in my earbuds.
Love don't mean a thing.
You want to know something funny?
What's up?
You gotta do the show to watch that.
I actually redid that song with a live band, which is more my style. Live band.
Oh, really?
Because that's the way I wanted to do it originally. So that version for me is a little, it's a little hard, right? I think Chicago steppers are smoother than it. So I think a live band gives it more of a smooth feel, and I'm gonna be doing it that way.
Okay, you're gonna have to share that with us when you're ready.
Bring it.
Okay.
I like the track. I'm still over here.
I like the track. I just think Chicago stuff is a little more smooth with it.
Hey,
Okay.
I got some new lyrics for you. The Bears don't mean a thing.
Now you gonna I don't care.
Nagy as a coach. Nagy as the coach. The Bears don't mean a thing.
You ain't saying that.
Huh?
I don't care about Diddy kick them. You ain't saying that.
I'm singing that.
What you have,
We
Mike?
gonna win a game.
What's your prediction, Mike?
Without Justin Fields, we not gonna win a game. We not gonna win a game. Hey, sis, Bernard called me Ric Flair earlier. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you people something. This game is gonna come down to a bunch of ifs. If we can score on offense, if we can stop them in the secondary, if Robert Quinn stop looking like somebody drunk uncle on 63rd and Halsted, if a whole lot of ifs, if was a fifth, Tammy wouldn't be drunk every Sunday watching the Bears. I'm going to take the Cardinals. It's going to be 31, the red team, and it's going to be 13 measly stinking points for the Bears. Measly stinking points. And give me 2 claps in the Ric Flair. Woo! There it is.
Hey, thanks, Mike. So, hey, let me go over this real quick. Plank has the Bears winning 2-0. I have the Cardinals winning 28-15. Jay has the Bears winning 23-20. Mike has the Bears winning. Not Bears. He has the Cardinals winning 31-13.
Right. Hey. Don't be trying to catch me in the pose now.
Guy has the Cardinals winning 38-17, and Tammy has the Cardinals winning 27-17. So Jay and Plank are the only ones going with the Bears this week, and look like the rest of us have a blowout. Yeah, the rest of us have a blowout.
It's not a miracle of miracles. They win.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
What's not gonna happen? The Bears not gonna win. That's the miracle I'm talking about.
It's not gonna be a blowout. It's not gonna be a blowout. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Man, come on.
As much as I want this regime fired, I think they're gonna come out and they're gonna play decent ball against a team from the West Coast coming to the Midwest with issues on offense. Kyler Murray ain't played in 3 weeks. D. Hopkins ain't played in 3 weeks. Our defense is actually playing some good ball. If you look at the last 3 games that the Bears have played against the Steelers, the Ravens, and I guess we won't really count the Lions, but we haven't given up 20 points.
No Lamar Jackson.
But then too, also the 3 teams
matter.
you mentioned ain't got no top the offense like Arizona too. Even though you are
what is Arizona's offense? We haven't seen it since Kyler Murray been out. I mean, Colt McCoy he done pitched in and been decent.
Jay,
but
come on, Jay.
They say if you want to find out
Jay.
what an offense looks like, you throw it to the Bears secondary. I'm just saying, man.
Hey, Jay, here we go right here. Here's the real quick thing over it. The Bears have guys who just came off on the game show Supermarket Sweep. You talking about DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, who are 2 superb athletes in the NFL. It's not even you talking about. Please, I'm hoping that Vildor, Eddie Jackson, anybody like that do not have to be one-on-one with DeAndre Hopkins.
But do y'all notice?
Very good.
But did y'all notice Kendall Vildor didn't even see the field last week?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see the field last
week. On the team. What are you talking about? He shouldn't be on a roster. Who the hell did he beat out for a roster spot?
Nobody.
He got naked pictures of Nagy somewhere, dog. He got naked pictures of Nagy.
Yeah, see, there was an article this week. Sean Desai, the title of the article was Sean Desai said they have not thrown Vildor out. He's going to get another opportunity when it comes.
Next year for
somebody else. Next year for
the Kroger Klingons.
Next year for somebody else.
Yeah, they're gonna be calling him like his next defensive call is gonna be like clean up on aisle 3, clean up on aisle 3.
Yeah, because
That's his next
if Kendall adult toy gets to play another game, he got some naked pictures of somebody dipped in cake batter somewhere.
Yeah, Nagy. He got Nagy like there.
Now
Somewhere.
you know what? You know what? I think it's really time to see Thomas Graham come off the practice squad.
I agree.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree too.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
you know he did not make the he you know they put him on practice squad as far as coming out of preseason, and he had a real good season. What was that? 2 seasons ago, and I think was it no. I'm trying to remember. Did he play last year? He only played a few games last year, I think.
Well,
it was something with
he was
COVID.
drafted, but he set out the 2020 season. He set out the 2020 season, yeah. But but you mentioning that, I think it's a time for us to see a Thomas Graham, a Daz Newsome. We talked about that on the email. It's like, okay, if Allen Robinson don't want to play, then let somebody else get a shot. Let somebody else get a shot, because as we said 3 weeks ago, this is not a playoff team. You know, if you look at the next 3 games for the Bears, we got Green Bay next week and Minnesota the week after that. Let's just see what we got. Because we're not going nowhere.
Yeah, because Thomas Graham Jr., I mean, if he's worse than Vildor, then you really just
We got a
wasted
problem.
draft pick. Yeah,
We
you just
got a
wasted
problem.
draft pick.
Who did
Because
Vildor beat out? That's what I need to know, man.
Well, you know what? I
Nobody.
guess one of the things
Nobody.
is too was Vildor, I believe, was drafted last year.
Yeah.
Bust the screen.
Yeah. So now this was his time to show was he worth his draft pick, and right now he's showing he's not. And
But
so
you also got to think about
look at Thomas
but you
Graham
also got-
Jr. to see like did you do the same thing 2 years in a row? What was that, Jay?
But you also got to think about Vildor was a 5th or a 6th round draft pick. So was he worth his draft pick? Not really.
Mm-mm.
So just like Thomas Graham Jr., he was what, a 5th or 6th round draft pick. So we're gonna see what's happened. We're gonna see what happened. The Bears have not spent money after letting Kyle Fuller leave. They signed Artie Burns, who was a former 1st round draft pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, the Steelers are like the New England Patriots to me. If they let you go, they let you go for a reason. That's because you can't play no more. So we'll see what happens.
The thing that the Bears have to look at, and if I was the coach and in the front office, I would say we need to play our young guys. And the reason being is because we have no draft equity next year.
Right.
We have no 1st round picks.
Right.
We traded away everything. So you got to see what you have. And you don't, I mean, you can get some guys in some game situations right now to really see what they're worth. And so that's what I'll be doing right now, getting those young guys out there. I mean, we already losing by 900. I mean, what's 1,050? I mean, you know,
Same difference.
And that's my point, Mike, of why you had to get people like Thomas Graham and like Jay just mentioned Dez Newsome on the field, because at some point you don't have a lot of draft capital next year. And what worst thing you want to do is, you know, you get, because most of your picks are second, and they got a lot of, I think, 5th and 6th. Because I want to say this past draft, the Bears had 3 picks in the 6th round. I believe Dez Newsome, Thomas Graham, and one other player, they were all drafted in the 6th round. Yeah, and 6 rounds basically are special teams players. That's basically what they are. You know, and maybe they get on something else.
Find a guy in the 6th round.
Yeah, you
Jerry
can.
Rice was in the 5th or 6th round, wasn't he?
I mean, the Super Bowl is named after Tom Brady.
I think Tom Brady was in the 6th round.
Yeah, Tom Brady was a 6th round guy.
But you know what, though? What I find, a lot of guys who get picked up late on the draft, a lot of them carry this perpetual chip on their shoulders, which makes them great. They might be able to go outside the latitude of the player that they were, by having that chip. So even when they succeed in the next level, every game is like, oh, but y'all ain't want me. You know, it's like a Tom Brady thing. I mean, you look at a lot of the great players in the Hall of Fame, it's a whole lot of guys, 5th round, 6th round guys. But like you say, we need to check out and see what's up with these guys and see where we are, because at this particular point, I don't want to see no more of that plug and play mess that the Bears do. It's like, oh, this guy's not good. Let's put a guy there. Now your team is getting older. And when you finally decide that you're going to blow it up, all your studs are 30.
And just think, Richard Dent was a 12th round pick.
Sack man
Well,
coming.
bringing it to modern day.
And he's going to get bent.
Tyreek Hill was a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Don't even, hey, we ain't got enough time on the show to talk about Tyreek. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You said Tyreek Hill. I thought you said Tariq Cohen. I'm sorry.
Hey,
That's
man.
a whole other story.
Hey. And you go with that supermarket sweep again.
See, but that's the
That's
thing.
a whole other story.
You know what?
That's a
That
whole
was a
other
question I
story.
had on the poll a few weeks
Yes,
ago.
you did.
And I asked
Yes, you
about
did.
Tyreek Hill.
Time to go.
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen should the Bears be considered? And you know what is interesting? I want to stay on this and we'll move on and great close out the show. But you would think that that's an injury that would not keep him out, especially at the time he got hurt last year. I believe it was the 3rd game of the season. And so I believe he had surgery maybe a week later. So that had to be in September. And now we're in December, a year later, which is almost 14, 15 months later. And he still looked like he's showing no signs of getting on the field. So I don't know what you do with a player.
It's probably
like
nerve
that.
damage too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and if y'all want to end the show with it, then that's fine. I'm gonna say this: you extend Tariq Cohen and don't sign Allen Robinson. I'm
I said
done.
get rid of Allen Robinson last year.
I'm done.
We
I
just
said
see
that last year.
Tariq.
I'm done.
Get rid of
I'm
both
done.
of them.
And I like Tariq Cohen, man. I really like the dude, and I think he's done quite a bit for us, man.
He's a special
now,
teams player. He's
as
a
a
special
guy-
teams player.
But think
At
of a guy
best.
who's had an ACL injury that's been out to a particular season, and when they're really quiet on guys that have ACL injuries like that, and they're out of a complete season, either, and I'm not insinuating anything, either he's not rehabbing like he's supposed to, or there was some more structural damage that the Bears didn't want to release. That it's a lot worse than it really was, and in either case, you got to think at this point.
ACL is an ACL.
Yeah, but
ACL is an ACL.
Yeah, but if you tear ACL, and if there's anything like, say, for instance, when you tore it, if there was some type of stretching or something that hits a nerve, and there's like inflammation with the nerve. But I've never seen guys with just an ACL in this day and age that's out. It leads me to believe there's some other type of structural damage that they just not disclosing. Because he should have been back.
To sign him to an extension is a major glitch on Ryan Pace. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Right. I agree with you, Jay.
Forget the injury. You signed this guy to an extension, a 3-year extension.
Yeah. So what I understand is if the Bears were to move forward and release him, it would actually free up $2.2 million on the salary cap, somewhere in that range.
Which is not a whole lot of money. Yeah, which is not a whole lot of money. That's not a whole lot of money. But yeah.
Okay. So we'd like to thank everybody who's watching us on YouTube and Facebook. And also I'd like to give a shout out to 2 of my co-workers. Actually, 3 of them they mentioned today. They saw me that they watched the show. Matt, who works in accounts payable, he said, "Man, y'all show is very interesting. I love it." Ed Crowley, he watches the show. Matter of fact, Ed is a Kappa, and then Jordan, my boy Jordan's a Kappa as well from Jackson State.
Oh wow, you work for a lot of Kappas.
Yeah,
you work with a lot of Kappas.
Yeah, well, you know what we got? We got a whole Greek thing going on at my job. I mean, it's probably about 6-7 Qs.
Good business.
About
good business.
4 or 5 sigmas.
Good business.
Maybe 3 or 4 deltas.
Good business.
Probably about 12, 15 AKAs.
Oh wow.
probably about 6 or 7 zetas and about 3 or 4 sigma gamma rows, and maybe about 4 alphas there. So
y'all got the whole.
I mean, one year they had like a little march down.
I was just saying, y'all got a whole panhandle council.
Yeah, we sure do.
I tell you, that Divine 9 is super cold.
Look at let me zoom in on your guy.
And it's a Bernard. I can't do it because I'm backwards. But my guys are really old. Square up, baby. Yeah, I got one of those friend, this guy named Bernard Muhammad. Y'all might have heard him before.
I know about that symbol right there.
Yeah, that's one of your brothers right there. That's one of your brothers.
You know, but see, I tease Guy. You know, I'm from John Jones Lodge number 7, the only lodge in this area with a single digit. What's y'all number, Guy?
Oh, we 14, man, but
that's 7 after 7.
But between me and you, but between you and me, we was born in 1873.
We was 1868.
Okay. Hey, let me close out. Let y'all talk about this.
Right.
Hey, before you leave, the doors of the church are open.
Yeah.
Peace.